What's up guys, Phoenix here. So, to list off some strange occurrences that happened this weekend, ARG Circuit Series Richmond, Virginia was just won by Calvin Tahan and his Super Quantum deck. Not Super Quantum Monarch, Super Quantums. The Power Ranger Red, Blue, Green formed the Megazord Big Man Towers Turbo 2.0 the deck. That deck won the entire event. But not to be outdone on that list of strange occurrences, a Destiny Hero deck piloted by George Nace, I believe is how his last name is pronounced, was piloted to a top 8 finish at this very same tournament, beating out people like Patrick Hoban and stuff like that throughout the course of the day. Now, I know what you might say, Phoenix, this isn't a Destiny Hero deck, this is just a Masked Hero or a Hero deck. Like, this is that deck you hate, right? No, not quite. This could very well and truly be considered the modern iteration of a Destiny Hero deck. This is very well and truly off the beaten path of what the consistent Masked Hero decks have looked like over the past year or so. Like, this is very much a different iteration. It has so many different options available to it, and it's just got a certain air of innovation about it that, once again, just kind of proves, no matter what the state of the game currently is, innovation can and usually will be alive and well depending on the person that is trying to tackle said project, as long as they approach it with a certain mindset and a certain amount of realism of what will and will not work. But anyway, the deck list looks very, very solid on paper. I've got to give him props. It looks very good. It doesn't look like your standard Destiny Hero deck, but it looks like a modern iteration of what a Destiny Hero deck would have evolved into, and thus have to give him points. But anyway, deck list is 1 Destiny Hero Plasma, triple Destiny Hero Malicious, 1 Elemental Hero Bubbleman, 3 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, 2 Summoner Monks, 2 Armageddon Knights, 2 Dark Greffers, and 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. For the spells, triple A Hero Lives, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Allure of Darkness, 3 more draw cards in Destiny Draw, triple Instant Fusion, which is basically just a little bit better than Miracle Fusion right now because you can get back Shadow Mist, make a rank 4, which definitely does. Any of these rank 4s that he has in his extra deck do more than what a Miracle Fusion target would allow you to do anyway, because basically all you're really open to that does a lot is like Absolute Zero and stuff like that. But Instant Fusion gets back Shadow Mist, makes a rank 4, deals with a threat, and then Shadow Mist gets a search. All very relevant. Basically, this card is just leaps and bounds better than Miracle Fusion as a top deck at this current point in time, and that is why hero decks haven't really been running that card for a while, in case you were wondering. But, continuing on, triple Mass Change, double Twin Twister, 1 Soul Charge, and 1 Raigeki. And for the traps, 1 Treacherous Trap Hole and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole for Rafflesia, and then 4 counter traps in the form of 3 Solemn Strike and 1 Solemn Warning. For the extra deck, 2 copies of Norden for the instant fusion targets, 2 copies of Masked Hero Dark Law, 1 copy of Masked Hero Acid to be Mask Change targets. For Synchros, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Psyframe Lord Omega, and 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. And then for Xyz monsters to abuse off of his Summoner Monk access, his Dark Greffers and Armageddon Knights, allowing him to make rank 4s, stuff like that, his instant fusions, all this good nonsense, is 1 Traptrix Rafflesia, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Daigusto Emerald, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Castel the Skyblaster Musketeer, 1 number 39 Utopia, and 1 number S39 Utopia the Lightning, which I believe has just been out for only a few days at this point. I think it came out literally this weekend, didn't it? Like Friday? I think so, at least. But anyway, side deck, 1 Cyber Dragon, 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, and 1 Elemental Hero Prisma. This is a cool little interaction that not a lot of people want to explore playing these sorts of decks, is that you can side 1 Cyber Dragon and 1 Elemental Hero Prisma, and literally the Elemental Hero Prisma is something that you can, a hero lives out, search with Shadow Mist, search with Rhoda, and it allows you to send the Cyber Dragon from deck to grave against Cosmos, and then just Chimera Tech straight away. It gives you a bit more pinpoint access. Instead of just running a second Cyber Dragon, he runs Prisma, and thus he gains all this extra access to it in the form of Hero Lives, Rhoda, Shadow Mist, all this different stuff. 1 Shaddoll Dragon, obviously to be played in pairs with the Armageddon Knight and Dark Greffer, 2 Valor, 2 Mexi, and 2 Speedroid Menkos, just as a generic hand trap lineup in the side deck. And then for spells in his side deck, 2 Dark Holes that are not in the main to pair with the Raigeki, 1 System Down to be again against Cosmos, the 3rd Twin Twister, and then a copy of Masked Hero Anki. Now overall, this deck list, like I said, is very, very cool. I really like the fact that Plasma does have a very interesting interaction against the Cosmo matchup as well, in that you can summon Plasma, and Plasma negates the effects of all your face-up opponent's monsters, so it negates like Dark Destroyer and Forerunner and Dark Eclipser's effects where they can't be targeted. So then Destiny Hero Plasma can suck those monsters up because their effect that says they can't be targeted is currently being negated. So thus Plasma can then suck up that monster, thus taking them away from their ladder, one of their ladders. Overall, that's just a really neat and cool interaction, and Plasma really just has some cool interactions and implications in the Cosmo matchup because of it, as well as other matchups. Being a walking skill drain for only your opponent that can boost itself based off what your opponent has left out for you to suck up is typically always good on paper. In theory, in a vacuum, this card is always good. The problem is the summoning condition, but this deck seems to make a little bit better use out of it than others. But overall, the rest of this deck list, there's not really much to talk about. It's basically just really extremely standard, except for the fact that you have Maliciouses in here and Plasma, as well as more cards that get you to those, as well as the fact that these cards are introduced into the deck. You have open access into cards like Destiny Draw, which is basically one of the best draw cards the game has ever seen, stuff like that. The extra deck is a bit tight, because, you can't run as many fusions as you'd want to use off Mass Change, stuff like that. You have to make room for the Synchros, but, you could cut the Plague Spreader and potentially cut these, but, you have so much access into good cards because of the Plague Spreader being here, stuff like that. You have better cards to send off Armageddon and Dark Grepher once you've already gotten these into circulation. There's all these little things that are factors on paper. The trap lineup is rather small. There's no Call of the Haunteds to be possible recovery plays, stuff like that, but you have instant fusions. These traps are all very potent. There's all sorts of different things that go into it. If you wanted to change this deck around, you probably could, but honestly, I think it looks really good as is, and as it stands, it is a modern iteration of a Destiny Hero deck that is able to function and has shown success. So if you are able to innovate correctly in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, this still shows you that that is something that is possible to be done. As soon as innovation truly dies out in this game, will be the time that the game well and truly dies. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. As long as innovation is possible in this game, the game will never truly be dead. As soon as innovation goes away and is 100% not a factor and cannot be done, then yes, the game is 100% dead. But anyway, that is all for this video. Let me know what you guys think about this deck in the comments down below. Other than that, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the nonsense you usually do. Links are in the description to my Facebook pages, my Twitch channel, my Twitch donations link if you want to use that and support me directly. Not required, but would definitely be appreciated. Other than that, clicking that if you have not, I'd greatly appreciate it. Helps me make money, and there's no reason to lie to you guys about that. If you have an ad block enabled, please disable it. I cannot express how much it helps. And anything that you do in the form of supporting me with ads or donations, anything like that, for the foreseeable future is going to be all being pulled towards going to a new computer setup to allow better quality streams, better quality gaming, possibly even starting new YouTube channels in the future. I basically just need a better setup in order to do the things that I wish to do in the future to kind of give more entertainment value to you guys. So that's something to consider, and just being very open with what everything is going towards at this current point in time. But anyway, that is all for this video. Like I've already said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. But other than that, as always, guys, take care. But let it be known that I actually really like this deck, and it's been a long time since I've actually liked a hero variant. So that should give you a little bit of insight information on what, I think this deck is capable of, innovation-wise, in the future as well. But take care, guys.